Blue Collar Nation, today I want to talk about in business, in life, in sports, in your family. Could be in anything you're trying to do. How do you know when it's time to push harder and go faster versus sit back and relax and let it come to you? So this is a good analogy in sports. You see the basketball behind me right over here. And there's a moment in our journey, right? Whatever that journey is for you, that we've got to decide, do we now push in and ride the momentum, or do we pull back and let it come to us? Here's my hot take on this subject. And I'd love to hear in the comments below what you think about going faster and pushing harder, or sitting back and letting the game come to you. So I founded multiple businesses, ran and exited several of them. And what I've learned is that this feeling of push versus relax will be a common thread throughout our entire career. So how do I handle it? And here's my hot take. I don't think you can control that. In basketball, when momentum happens, you can call a timeout. You can go and tie your shoe. You can go and try to do something to take the game in a different direction. But in life, I think we've got to get really clear in our businesses. What are the things that we're going to focus on? So I got really intentional this year, 2024 is when I'm filming this, about writing down 5 to 7 things that I want to do on a daily basis that I can measure, that I can record, and that I can control. Those 5 to 7 things, if I do those on a daily basis, I've got to believe, I've got to trust, I've got to know that that's enough. Because in business, in life, we can't control the uncontrollables. We can only control what we can control. So if we're out trying to control that next customer, if we're trying to control that next contract, if we're trying to control that next thing, we're going to get deflated. We're going to get disappointed. We're going to get let down because we can't control the things that we can't control. But we can control what we can control. In basketball, we can control how much practice we put in, how much effort we put in. In business, we can control what are we doing? Where are we taking our bows and arrows and pointing them and shooting them? And I believe that's enough. If we simply show up every day and we put in the work, assuming the work is the right thing, right? Now we have to know that that is the right work. Assuming that is the right work, and we're taking daily action, friends, I'm arguing that that's enough. And again, if you see it differently, I'd love to have your comments below in the comments, because there is no playbook. This is just stories. And in my first venture, that would have been this one right over here. We had our first employee was hired when we got a big contract. We started to grow a little bit, so we hired a few more people. But when contracts would go away, we would turn everybody into a salesperson. And then all of a sudden, we would get another contract, everybody would go doing their work. And I feel like life is a lot like that. When we're trying to push too hard, we're getting frustrated, we're getting confused, maybe we're losing some of our clarity. When we're sitting back doing nothing, I don't believe we're called to do that either. I believe we're called to do our daily actions. Now we got to make sure our daily actions are right and coincide with what we're trying to achieve. And I would oftentimes argue that we have to start with a bigger vision, a why, reverse engineer that back to some actions, and then we got to record those actions. And so we're not going to win every day, friends. We're not going to win every moment. We're not going to win everything. Sometimes it's going to take way longer. Sometimes we're going to have much more patience. But I think controlling what we can control allows us to control the process of getting where we want to be. And I think that's ultimately what we're on. We're on a journey. And if we do the journey right, we're doing it in a process of getting a little bit incrementally better every single day. And so don't be fooled by all of the hoop and hurrah of what you see going out there on all these different platforms. I don't think we're supposed to push too hard. I don't think we're supposed to sit back and let the game come to us. I think we're supposed to be active, shaking trees every single day. And if we do that on a consistent basis and we're shaking the right trees for the right reasons, then, friends, we will open up and find freedom, find everything that we're looking for, whether that be sports related, business related, within your family, wherever it is on this journey, friends. So if you haven't met, my name is Andy Smith. These hats represent businesses that I have been a part of, that I've been a part of their founding or acquisition. And we've exited some of those, and we're still building some others. And every day it's a fight. Every day it's a struggle. Every day it is a journey. And some days are great. Some days are not so great. But what we control to do on those days, those actions, is what will define us, and what we'll look back and say, hey, that was we were in it for the right reasons, or we were in it for the wrong reasons. All right, friends. Love to hear your comments if you see it a different way. If you think you can push that lever forward and make things happen, love to hear it. If you think sitting back, relaxing is the right approach, love to hear that. But my hot take for today is figure out the things on a daily basis that you think will move the needle. Make sure you're doing those on a daily basis and let the game come to you, friends. Take care.